This is what Duke County in South Sudan's Jonglei State looks like after weeks of heavy rains and the flooding of the White Nile River. Villages and homes submerged, displacing residents and robbing them of their livelihoods. Most were already affected by intercommunal violence that killed at least 300 South Sudanese between February and May this year and displaced more than 50,000.
We've come here because of the floods. Our village has been completely destroyed and we carried our children in plastic sheets to bring them here. We have nothing to eat except leaves because all the cattle that we had were either killed or were stolen in previous attacks.
Duke County lies in the greater Upper Nile region, the region worst affected by floods. Since mid-July, 625,000 people in 35 counties all over the country have lost their homes. In Panijar, in neighboring Unity State, a third of its 110,000 population are displaced and in need of humanitarian aid.
Everything we have has been lost in the floods. We need food, we need tents, we need blankets, and there are no medicines.
More than half of South Sudan's 12 million population rely on humanitarian assistance for survival. The flood disaster has made their plight even worse. The government declared a state of emergency 6 weeks ago. And after 5 years of conflict, the worsening economy is another crisis. The central bank announced that it was out of foreign currency reserves last month. The inflation rate is at 35%, which increases the risk of starvation as many can't afford 3 meals a day.
The food insecurity also remains a major challenge, as many people are in their need of food insecurity, and also the influx of the IDPs, returnees, and internal displaced persons from one state to the other state has also created a serious humanitarian situation. Generally, flooding now remains as a major challenge, and gap in terms of food insecurity also remains a major challenge.
So too is the risk of waterborne diseases such as malaria and cholera in flood-affected areas with a fragile healthcare infrastructure. And the coronavirus pandemic is creating further difficulties.
The second challenge that we face in addition to the operation thing is the whole thing related to how we keep ourselves protected from COVID. We need to continue to practice physical distancing and wearing our mask. But when we saw in the communities today, when people are actually trying to run and really keep safe for their life, they were having difficulty actually practicing the physical distancing.
It will take weeks before villages and towns affected by the floods begin to recover. For the many waiting for help to arrive, they're hoping it doesn't take long. Hiba, Al Jazeera.